Picture this. It is 3 in the morning, the house is perfectly quiet, and suddenly you hear a massive crash from the kitchen. You run out, and there sits your orange cat, looking completely innocent next to a shattered plant pot. Sound familiar? Does your orange cat also scream at the walls, sleep in the weirdest pretzel shapes, or aggressively demand your food? We all ask the same question. Do you think he does this on purpose? Or is he just totally broken? Today we are going to dive into the hilariously chaotic world of ginger cats and finally uncover the truth behind their bizarre behaviour. I promise by the end of this video you will understand exactly why your little orange tiger acts the way they do. But first, drop a comment below. What is the name of your orange hooligan and what did they destroy today? Before we get to the juicy facts, let's set the stage. By nature, cats are complex little creatures. They are apex predators built for hunting, but they are also notorious sleepyheads who spend 16 hours a day napping in sunbeams. They are highly territorial, surprisingly social when they want to be, and fiercely independent. But when you wrap all those natural feline instincts in a bright orange coat, something magical and terrifying happens. The ginger cat experience is like taking a normal cat's personality and turning the volume up to maximum. So, let's explore why these sunny little weirdos are the true comedians of the animal kingdom. Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the ginger cat in the cardboard box. You have probably seen the internet jokes about orange cats sharing just one single brain cell. It is a hilarious concept, right? The joke goes that all the orange cats in the world have to take turns using this one brain cell, and when it is not your cat's turn, they just stare blankly into space, or get their head stuck in a tissue box. But why do we think they are so gloriously goofy? Well, cat behaviorists and zoopsychologists have noticed that ginger cats often act much more impulsively than their tuxedo or calico cousins. You know the drill. An orange cat will look at a completely unstable bookshelf, calculate the jump with absolute zero mathematical accuracy, and launch themselves into the abyss. They crash, they shake it off, and they do it again. It is not that they are actually stupid, it is just that their confidence completely outshines their common sense. We love to humanize them and imagine them saying, "Oops, not my turn with the brain cell today." But the truth is, this fearless, clownish behavior is exactly why we adore them. They keep us entertained 24/7. Wait, is orange actually a specific breed of cat? This is a huge myth that many new cat mums and dads fall for. When people say, "I have a Persian, I have a Siamese, and I have an orange," they are comparing apples to fairy little oranges. Being ginger is just a coat colour, not a breed. You can find this fiery fare on Maine Coons, Scottish Folds, British Shorthairs and, of course, your standard, lovable domestic Shorthairs. The beautiful ginger hue comes from a specific pigment called pheomelanin. Fun fact, this is the exact same pigment that produces red hair in humans. So, your ginger cat and your redhead friend actually share a tiny bit of biological chemistry. Because it's not a breed, the crazy behaviours you see aren't restricted to one type of cat lineage. It is a universal orange experience. Whether your ginger baby is a massive fluffy Maine Coon knocking over your expensive floor vase, or a sleek street rescue getting stuck inside a plastic grocery bag, they all seem to share that same chaotic, lovable energy. Next time someone asks what breed your cat is, you can proudly tell them, "He is a purely chaotic ginger, and yes, he is currently planning to destroy my curtains." Now, here is a mind-blowing statistic for you. Did you know that if you adopt an orange cat, there is an 80% chance you are bringing home a little boy? That is right. The ginger gene is linked to the X chromosome. Since female cats have 2 X chromosomes, they need to inherit the orange gene from both their mother and their father to actually have a fully ginger coat. Male cats, on the other hand, only have 1 X chromosome, which they get from their mother. If mom gives them the orange gene, boom, you get a ginger boy. This fascinating genetic quirk means that orange girls are actually quite rare. Finding a female orange cat is like finding a shiny rare gem in the wild. This heavy male skew might also explain some of the stereotypical orange cat behavior. Male cats are often known to be a bit more outgoing, aggressively affectionate, and slightly more prone to ridiculous antics than females. So, if your ginger boy is currently doing parkour off the walls at 3 in the morning, his genetics are partially to blame. He's a boy full of energy, armed with the orange gene, and absolutely ready to make sure you never get a full night of sleep ever again. Have you ever looked really closely at your orange cat's forehead? Go on, take a look while they are napping in that weird, twisted pretzel position. You will notice a very distinct marking shaped like the letter M right above their eyes. Every single true orange cat is a tabby, and every single tabby has this legendary M stamped on their head. You literally cannot have a solid orange cat without some sort of stripe, swirl, or spot pattern. But where did this M come from? Well, if you ask science, it is just a genetic trait tied to the tabby pattern that helped their wild ancestors camouflage in the tall grass. But who wants the boring scientific answer? Let's talk about the myths. In Christian folklore, it is said that a ginger tabby cat curled up next to baby Jesus in the manger to keep him warm, and the Virgin Mary stroked the cat's head, leaving her initial M as a blessing. In Islamic tradition, a tabby cat named Muezza saved the Prophet Muhammad from a venomous snake, and he blessed the cat by placing his hand on its forehead. Regardless of what you believe, it definitely proves that our ginger babies have always been treated like absolute royalty. Let's talk about the Garfield effect. If you have a ginger cat, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Orange cats have a reputation for being absolutely obsessed with food. They are the true foodies of the feline world. While some cats will delicately nibble at their expensive grain-free salmon pâté, an orange cat will inhale it in 3 seconds and then look at you like they haven't been fed in 10 years. They will try to steal a slice of pizza right out of your hand. They will figure out how to open the cabinets where you hide the treats. They will even chew through the plastic bag of dry food just to get a midnight snack. But why are they like this? While there is no specific hunger gene tied to the orange color, their generally outgoing and bold personalities make them much more likely to demand food loudly and aggressively. They simply do not have the natural shyness that stops other cats from begging at the dinner table. This means ginger cats are incredibly prone to getting a little bit chunky. So, as much as we love a squishy, fluffy, round cat, you have to be the responsible parent and resist those big, begging, puss-in-boots eyes. One of the most adorable things about ginger cats is a little secret they hide on their noses and lips. Have you ever noticed tiny black spots on your orange cat's pink nose, gums, or even on the edges of their eyes? Those are cat freckles. The scientific name for this is lentigo. It is a completely harmless genetic condition that is most commonly found in cats with the ginger gene, including calicos and tortoiseshells. As your cat gets older, these little spots might multiply and get slightly larger. It is basically the feline equivalent of human freckles, and it makes them look absolutely ridiculously cute. Often, new cat owners freak out when they see these black dots, thinking their precious fur baby has a terrible disease or a weird tic. But don't panic. It is just another unique feature of the ginger experience. Think of it as a little map of constellations on their nose. These freckles just add to their goofy charm. When your cat wakes you up by aggressively rubbing their wet, freckled nose directly into your eyeball, you can just admire their beautiful lentigo before you gently push them away and beg for 5 more minutes of sleep. Are orange cats louder than other cats? If you ask anyone who owns one, the answer is a resounding, deafening yes. Ginger cats are famously vocal. They don't just meow. They trill, they chirp, they yell, they grumble, and they sing the song of their people at the top of their lungs at 4 in the morning. They are extremely communicative and love to have full-on conversations with their humans. You ask them a question like, "Who knocked this glass of water onto the carpet?" And they will happily meow back, offering zero apologies but plenty of attitude. Some zoopsychologists believe this ties back to their highly social and outgoing nature. They view you not just as a can opener, but as their favorite roommate, and they want to tell you all about their very busy day of sleeping in cardboard boxes and staring at a bag on the ceiling. If an orange cat wants your attention, they will not quietly sit in a corner. They will walk right up to you, plant themselves on your laptop keyboard, look you dead in the eye, and scream until you provide the mandatory head scratches. Silence is simply not an option when you share your home with a ginger Fluff. Have you ever noticed that orange cats are often referred to as Velcro cats? This means they are incredibly clingy. While many cat breeds value their personal space and only accept pets on their own strict terms, ginger cats often want to be attached to your hip. If you are sitting on the couch, they are on your lap. If you are cooking dinner, they are wrapping themselves around your ankles, creating a dangerous tripping hazard. If you are in the bathroom, well, say goodbye to your privacy, because an orange cat will bust the door open just to watch you use the toilet. They thrive on physical affection. This Velcro behavior makes them incredible companions. When you come home after a long, stressful day at work, your ginger cat is usually the first one waiting at the door, demanding to be picked up and cuddled. They are basically dogs in cat suits. They will follow you from room to room just to make sure you haven't disappeared. Sure, it can be a little annoying when you are trying to work and a heavy orange tail keeps swatting you in the face. But deep down, we all secretly love the fact that these little predators are so completely obsessed with us. We need to talk about the legendary orange cat zoomies. Oh yes, the nighttime crazies. All cats get the zoomies, but orange cats seem to take this to a professional Olympic level. You will be sitting quietly, watching a movie, and suddenly your ginger cat's eyes will dilate until they look like two black saucers. Then, for absolutely no logical reason, they will launch themselves sideways, drift around the corner on the hardwood floor, and sprint up the cat tree like they are being chased by an invisible ghost. They will attack a random piece of dust, do a backflip, and then sprint back down the hallway. Why do they do this? In the wild, cats have huge bursts of energy meant for hunting prey. Since your indoor ginger cat doesn't need to hunt for his dinner, all that pent-up predatory energy has to go somewhere. And because orange cats are famously bold and uninhibited, their zoomies often result in total household destruction. They will knock over your plants, slide across your dining table, and use your leg as a scratching post. You just have to sit back, laugh, and wait for the hurricane to pass. It is the price we pay for living with a tiny orange tornado. Let's discuss the love bite. Orange cats are incredibly affectionate, but sometimes they get a little confused about how to show it. You will be petting your ginger baby, they will be purring loudly, everything is peaceful, and then bam, they suddenly bite your hand. It is not an aggressive break-the-skin kind of bite, but it definitely leaves you wondering, did I do something wrong? Does my cat hate me? Actually, quite the opposite. This behavior is heavily documented in feline psychology and is known as petting-induced overstimulation, or simply a love bite. Because orange cats are so intensely engaged with their environment and their humans, they can quickly go from feeling relaxed to feeling totally overwhelmed by the physical sensation of being petted. Their wires get crossed and the instinctual predator response kicks in. The bite is their quirky way of saying, "Okay, I love you, this feels amazing, but my brain is short-circuiting and I need you to stop touching me right now." It is a chaotic mix of deep affection and sudden predatory instinct. So, wear those tiny teeth marks as a badge of honor. Your orange cat just loves you so much that it makes them crazy. There is a common myth that orange cats are completely fearless, and honestly, it is pretty accurate. They are the ultimate risk-takers of the feline world. While a cautious black cat might spend 10 minutes investigating a new object, an orange cat will just sprint right up to it and smack it with their paw. This fearless nature leads to some of the most hilarious and sometimes terrifying situations. They are the cats who will try to make an impossible jump from the fridge to the top of the kitchen door, miss completely, and pull the curtains down with them. They are the ones who will confidently climb into a delivery box before you have even taken the items out. This boldness is why orange cats feature so heavily in funny internet fail videos. They simply do not understand the concept of consequences. Zoopsychologists suggest that this bold temperament makes them incredibly adaptable to new environments. But it also means they require a lot of supervision. Living with a ginger cat is like living with a toddler who has a death wish. You have to constantly baby-proof your house, because if there is a way to get stuck behind the washing machine, your orange cat will absolutely find it. Did you know that orange cats have a special place in history and politics? One of the most famous ginger cats belonged to none other than Winston Churchill. His beloved orange tabby was named Jock. Churchill loved this cat so much that he insisted Jock attend cabinet meetings. Imagine being a high-ranking politician trying to discuss global strategy, and there is a giant ginger cat purring loudly on the desk, probably trying to knock a cup of tea onto some important documents. Churchill even left a special request in his will that there should always be a marmalade-colored cat with a white chest, named Jock, residing comfortably at his historic home, Chartwell. And to this day, they still honor that request. The current resident is Jock the 7th. This just goes to show the incredible charisma of ginger cats. They have a magical ability to charm everyone they meet, from ordinary cat parents to world leaders. Their big, bold personalities command respect and adoration. So, when your orange cat sits on the back of the sofa, looking down at you like they own the entire house, you should probably just accept your fate. They know they are destined for greatness, and we are just their loyal subjects. Let's explore the world of ginger cat patterns. You might think all orange cats look the same, but there is actually a lot of beautiful variation in their fur. There are 4 distinct tabby patterns found in our orange babies. The most common is the mackerel tabby, which gives them those classic tiger stripes down their sides. Then there is the classic tabby, which looks like a beautiful marble cake with swirly patterns and a distinct bullseye on their sides. Next is the spotted tabby, which makes them look like tiny, fluffy orange leopards. And finally, the ticked tabby, which is mostly solid-looking but has bands of light and dark colour on individual hairs. So, your orange cat is literally a unique work of art. This rich genetic diversity is what makes them so visually stunning. Even if you think you have a solid orange cat, if you take them out into the bright sunlight, you will absolutely see the ghost stripes hiding in their coat. They are basically miniature jungle cats living in our living rooms. It is no wonder they walk around with such massive egos. They are wearing a custom-designed, genetically complex fur coat that makes them look absolutely fabulous. How do orange cats usually react to other pets? If you are thinking of bringing a new puppy or another kitten into the house, having a ginger cat is usually a massive advantage. Because of their stereotypically outgoing, confident, and highly social nature, orange cats are often the welcoming committee of the animal kingdom. While a shy cat might hide under the bed for 3 weeks when a new puppy arrives, an orange cat is much more likely to march right up to the dog and assert dominance immediately. They are the friendly giants. They will confidently sniff the new intruder, give them a quick bop on the nose to establish the house rules, and then decide they are best friends. You will often find ginger cats aggressively grooming the family dog or sleeping in a tangled puddle of fur with other cats. They just love having an audience and playmates for their chaotic zoomies. Of course, every cat is an individual, but zoopsychologists agree that the bold temperament of the orange tabby makes them one of the easiest types of cats to integrate into a multi-pet household. They just want everyone to join in on their ridiculous, energetic fun. We have to talk about how orange cats sleep. Have you ever walked into a room and found your ginger cat sleeping in a position that defies the laws of physics? They do not just curl up in a cute little ball like normal cats. No, an orange cat will sleep flat on their back, legs spread wide open in the air, head hanging off the edge of the sofa, looking completely ridiculous. It is a hilarious sight, but there is actually a fascinating behavioral reason for this. In the feline world, exposing the belly is the ultimate sign of trust and security. A cat's stomach is their most vulnerable area. Because orange cats are so notoriously confident and inherently trust their humans, they are completely comfortable dropping their guard. They feel absolutely safe in your home. When you see them sleeping upside down like a broken toy, it is their way of saying, "I know I am safe here, and I know you will protect me from the evil vacuum cleaner." Just be careful. That fluffy orange belly is incredibly tempting to pet, but remember the love bites we talked about earlier? It might be a trap. Enter the danger zone at your own risk. There is a fascinating psychological phenomenon regarding how humans perceive orange cats. Studies have actually been conducted on animal adoption rates, and the results are incredibly interesting. People naturally associate the color orange with warmth, friendliness, and approachability. This is deeply ingrained in human psychology. When we look at a bright orange tabby, our brains subconsciously tell us that this animal is going to be affectionate and sweet. Because of this, ginger cats are often adopted much faster from shelters than cats of other colors. We are biologically wired to be drawn to them. And the funny thing is, the cats seem to know it. They use their warm, fuzzy appearance to manipulate us into giving them exactly what they want. When an orange cat looks at you and gives a tiny, pathetic little meow, you immediately forget that they just shredded your favorite roll of toilet paper, and you offer them a handful of treats instead. We are completely helpless against their psychological warfare. They are masters of manipulation, wrapped in a bright, sunshine-coloured coat, and we happily let them rule our lives. Let's talk about the purr motor. Every cat owner knows the soothing sound of a purring cat, but orange cats seem to come equipped with a V8 engine. Their purrs are famously loud and deep. You don't even have to touch them. Sometimes you just make eye contact with a ginger cat across the room, and they start rumbling like a tiny motorcycle. It is incredibly endearing. Zoopsychologists explain that purring is not just a sign of happiness. It is a complex method of communication and self-soothing. Because orange cats are so intensely communicative and bonded with their humans, their purring response is often dialed up to maximum volume. They want to make absolutely sure that you know they are pleased. They will climb onto your chest in the middle of the night and purr so loudly that it actually shakes your bed and keeps you awake. And did you know that the frequency of a cat's purr has been scientifically shown to promote tissue regeneration and bone healing? So, your incredibly loud orange cat isn't just trying to show affection. They are basically acting as your personal fairy healing device. They are loud, but they are highly therapeutic. Are orange cats actually dumber than other cats? We absolutely have to bust this myth once and for all. The one brain cell joke is incredibly funny, but it is just a meme. In reality, orange cats are highly intelligent creatures. Their problem is not a lack of intelligence, it is a complete lack of impulse control. A smart cat might figure out how to open a door, but an orange cat will figure out how to open the door, realize they don't actually want to be in the next room, and then scream until you close it again. They use their intelligence for mischief. They are incredible problem solvers, especially when food is involved. An orange cat will observe your routine, memorize where you hide the treats, and devise a complex plan to knock the container off the top shelf while you are sleeping. They are not stupid. They are just chaotic evil geniuses. The reason they get stuck in silly situations is because their curiosity overrides their caution. They want to investigate everything in their territory, and they simply don't care if it makes them look ridiculous. So don't underestimate that little gingerhead. They are much smarter than they let on. Have you ever noticed that your orange cat prefers the cheapest, most ridiculous things over the expensive toys you buy them? You can spend $100 on a high-tech interactive laser toy or a beautifully crafted luxury cat bed. What will your ginger cat do? They will sniff the expensive bed, ignore the laser toy, and spend 3 hours aggressively playing with a dirty Q-tip they found under the bathroom rug. Then, they will climb into the cardboard box that the toy was delivered in and go to sleep. It is infuriating, but classic orange cat behavior. Because they are so highly stimulated by their environment, they find joy in the mundane. A crumpled-up piece of aluminum foil is a magnificent prey animal to them. A paper shopping bag is a top-secret spy bunker. This extreme resourcefulness is a sign of a very active imagination. They don't need fancy things to be entertained. They just need the natural predatory instincts and whatever random piece of garbage they can find on the floor. It is a great lesson in minimalism, even if it means your living room always looks like a recycling bin because your ginger overlord refuses to let you throw the boxes away. Finally, let's talk about the absolute joy of sharing your life with an orange cat. Yes, they will destroy your blinds, they will scream for food at dawn, and they will absolutely use your leg as a springboard. But the amount of unconditional love they bring into a home is unmatched. Their goofy, carefree attitude is completely infectious. When you are having a terrible day, there is nothing quite like having a heavy, warm, purring orange loaf aggressively headbutt you in the face to remind you that you are loved. They teach us not to take life so seriously. They are the ultimate comedians of the animal world, providing endless free entertainment with their clumsy jumps and hilarious facial expressions. The orange cat experience is chaotic, loud, and messy, but it is also one of the most rewarding bonds you can have with an animal. They truly believe they are the main character in the movie of life, and we are just incredibly lucky to be cast as their supporting actors. Once you go orange, you never go back. They will steal your heart, steal your pizza, and make sure your life is never, ever boring again. Well, there you have it. Now you finally know exactly what is going on inside that chaotic, fluffy orange head. From their unique genetics and ancient forehead markings to their completely fearless nature and legendary food obsession, ginger cats are truly in a league of their own. They might share a single brain cell, and they might drive us absolutely crazy with their late-night zoomies, but we wouldn't trade them for the world. Despite all the knocked-over vases and surprise love bites, we adore these little sunny predators with all our hearts. If this video made you smile or nod your head in agreement, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with every other cat mom or dad who is surviving the orange experience. And now, I want to hear from you. What is the absolute weirdest or funniest thing your ginger cat has ever done? Let's swap some hilarious stories in the comments below. See you in the next video!